Coming up, Mike Adams has got the latest breakdown. Pandemic projection model shows 2.16 million deaths in U.S. by July 4th. Ammunition sales soar in response to coronavirus pandemic. Video on drudgereport.com. Costco customers sprayed with disinfectant at the door. Journalists shocked at lack of coronavirus checks after returning to U.S. from Italy. Already, major cities across the United States are suddenly reporting giant spikes in crime. I've got the numbers right here out of Fox New York and others. What's happening? And how bad is it going to get? How crazy is this attempt to destabilize civilization going to get? I said it for the last few months. I said, will it be an economic collapse? Will they use a war or a bioweapon to create the hysteria to kill the economy? And here it is, and it's pointed at Trump again. And we can sit there and say, is he doing the right thing? Is he getting people ready? Do they have the testing kits? What's happening? That's all armchair quarterbacking, ladies and gentlemen. It was Obama allowed China to buy this virus. That's why we're on air, to put out the narrative of all the points and then let you decide what you think's going on. So I'll have a guest on that doesn't think it's a big deal. I'll have one on that thinks it's really bad. Because they're all people I respect who have different perspectives. People get really confused when they're listeners. They go, wait a minute. You'll have one guest on saying one thing, another saying another thing. I'm going to say what I believe. And that shifts as we learn more, but it's always basically the same approximation. But if I get information that proves me wrong, I'll admit it. But most of the time we are proven right because we're expert guests, amazing research, people with integrity, amazing callers who bring in all sorts of angles. And most of the time we come to the right decision. And all the studies show that the local rule, local human decisions, average people, the knowledge of the crowd are way more accurate than establishment proclamations. I was on the street 4 years ago. I could tell you that Trump was going to win despite their fraud, and he did. Because that's where the real intel is on the street. And I'm out there in the streets, and so are you. You're the real people. We're the real people. We don't want to be in the elitist ivory towers preening each other about how powerful we are and how smart we are. It's disgusting. Let me shift gears to another big subject that ties into all this right now. I remember growing up, and there would be people here visiting from France or visiting from Germany or visiting from England to our church or to our school. Or there were people from New York visiting, and they'd see big, huge buildings and jet airplanes and golf courses and swimming pools and jet boats. They're like, we thought everybody rode horses to work. We thought Texas was a desert. Well, half of it is. It's a gigantic state. Half of it's plains and forest and swamps. It's basically almost everything you can imagine, but in that is where the globalists operate, ignorance. Remember Gruber? He said, thank God the public doesn't have a memory. He's the guy that wrote Obamacare. He said it's going to triple prices, but thank God the public's so stupid and doesn't have the memory of a goldfish, which we literally have one lower than them on average now. So everything's so fractured, people just go on. That's why Brian Williams could say he was shot down in a helicopter and none of it was true, and he's back on air saying it again, basically. Because his constituency of viewers are in a trance. Those of us that have memories, it's like you're a superhero compared to the general public. And I'm not a superhero. You're not a superhero. We're just normal or halfway normal. And the reason I bring that up, another Brian Williams. First, I'm going to play this Biden clip. Another Brian Williams, the New York Times editor, the editor, went on national TV. We'll get to it in a moment. And agreed that Bloomberg spent $500 million and he could have given every American $1 million for that. No, there's not 500 Americans, Dumbo. There's 327 million citizens and about 40 million illegal aliens, depending on how you look at it. So that's not that, brother. He doesn't have enough money to give anybody that much money. Let's do the math. If he's got $78 billion divided into, because the illegal aliens get money too, say 370 million. 370 million, divide that with 78 billion. Let's see how much money you can give everybody. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, that's how these people operate, as if you're a total moron. I mean, they're running Biden who can't talk, and it hit me the other day. That's on purpose. They're giving us a mentally retarded, stroke-addled dementia patient, and I'm sad that that's the case, because we are now a nation of drones and of low IQs. And so in the land of the mentally disabled, you're going to have a king that's mentally disabled, like Idiocracy. Thought your head be bigger. This man, not sure, is the smartest man on earth. I'm not sure about that. And he's going to fix all the problems in 1 week. I love that movie. So let's get to Biden first, who doesn't know who was the last president. He refers to Obama as the last guy. Here it is.
They're going to have a conversion of the road to Damascus. Because now you say, by the way, are you going to stick with the president on the following president, the last guy, on this issue? And just start naming them, whatever it is.
And so you could say, oh, that's just one little faux pas. No, it's everything. He can't remember anything. Voting Super Thursday. Well, that's my wife. Wait, that's my daughter. He doesn't know where he is. Now let's go to the next piece here. New York Times editor Brian Williams, not the one that said he got shot down in a helicopter, humiliated after suggesting each American could receive $1 million from Bloomberg's $500 million. No, dude, that's 500 people could get $1 million, not 327 million, not counting illegal aliens. But and they're not even retracting it. They're proud of it because they're doing it on purpose. Here it is.
But you see it as a possibility if he wants to spend $1 billion beating this guy, he could do it.
Absolutely. Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population, 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing. It does suggest, what we're talking about here, which is there's too much money in politics. And it makes it difficult because what we want in...
Now, I've decided to start doing this. I've never lied on air, but I decided to see if you'd catch that because I know you have a memory. That is the Brian Williams that said he got shot down in a helicopter with the New York Times editor. But I just wanted to see if because Gruber thinks you don't have a memory. I think you went, wait a minute, that is Brian Williams, Alex. See? But the average person would buy that. It's just, it's incredible. Mike Adams, we'll get into the huge subject when we come back. And I'm sorry for having you here holding while I went into this, but it's made me not even be able to operate. That they're up there putting a tweet up that producers looked at, that they pre-planned, that she puts up. They've got to know that that's not true. So what's the psyop now to see if they can get away with just false math statistics?
Oh, Alex, they really are that stupid. To give every American $1 million, Bloomberg would have had to spend $327 trillion, trillion with a T. But nobody in left-wing media can do math. They are mathematically illiterate. So when they talk about global warming and carbon dioxide and sea levels, they're the same idiots who can't do math when it talks about Bloomberg spending. They have no knowledge of numbers. They can't do basic calculations. I mean, this is really about what, 7th grade math, fifth grade math maybe, and they can't even accomplish that, which is why they don't understand where this coronavirus is going as well. And
we're going to get to that next segment. But what is the phenomenon where I tune into TV and it's worse than Idiocracy? It didn't come in 200 years like Mike Judge predicted in the great, landfill avalanche. We're here, and it's like, it's insane.
Well, and the fact that there were at least 3 people there at that network that could not find this error, Brian Williams, his guest, and whoever created the graphic, nobody looked at that and said, these numbers can't possibly add up. Nobody. So there's no quality control there. There's no fact checking. There's no mathematical literacy. And of course, they don't understand science or politics or
well, but here's an
history or
example.
health
I've
or
got a
anything.
great crew, and I make a mistake sometimes. They don't control what I say, but they'll tell me, and I go, oh, yeah, I said that wrong. Everybody does that some.
Yeah, sure.
But how do you sit there and think that $500 million gives 327 million people $1 million apiece? That's like saying 2 + 2 = 50,000.
Yeah, right. Well, no, I mean, I make mistakes too. On your show the other day, I said I was doing projections of the virus. I said 1,024,000. It should have been 1,280,000 because I was just doing the math in my head at the moment. So yeah, we make mistakes. But these people had a chance to fact check this, and they still messed it up. And it's such an obvious answer. It's not like they're doing exponential math here. It's basic.
Yeah, if you're
addition
giving one
and division.
person $1 million from the 500, that means 500 people get $1 million.
Well, I guess, you know, with Joe Biden saying half the people in America have already been killed by gun violence, and now everybody gets $1 million from Bloomberg, I mean, who needs economics, man? Who needs any education?
Who knew that 160-something million people died of, or 170 million died from guns? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're mathematically illiterate. Everybody at that network is as brain damaged as Joe Biden.